Nutrition is really important, not only to your health, but also to your baby's health. It's also, if we can alter it a little bit from what you might have wanted to eat in first trimester towards more nutritious food, we will actually allow your labour to be a lot more comfortable and a lot more easy, and maybe even a lot faster. One of the things that I noticed in being a doula was that some of our mums who are celiacs, they don't tolerate any gluten whatsoever in their diet, actually can give birth in about 4 hours. And it is kind of one of the freakiest things to see, because you can be at a birth, even twins, and it will be 3 hours and 50 minutes, and within 10 minutes you'll have your babies. So it can work incredibly well. And so what we're going to suggest, because this is not a prescriptive course in any way, it's a self-reflective course. So I want you to think about what is real and appropriate for you and tailor that for yourself. We suggest that pregnant women avoid certain things, wheat and sugar in particular, and also overeating. Now, not a lot of us sort of kick back on the sofa these days and chow down on ice cream and hot chips and so on. If you are doing that, probably a good idea to stop now and start moving towards more nutritious food. So let's talk about these things we want to avoid first of all. Wheat and sugar are going to inflame the digestive tract, but also the ligaments in your body that have to stretch for you to be able to give birth. So the pelvis doesn't expand as easily or as comfortably. And if our digestive tract is inflamed, as the uterus muscle works during labour, we also get pain referral. So it's very important to have the digestive tract working really, really well and nourish ourselves with foods other than those. Even though Western culture is feeding them to us all the time, and even though in first trimester all you want to eat is crackers and plain pasta and potato chips. So it's time to come off those if you want to aim towards a 4-hour labour. Sugar, unfortunately as well, can alter our hormone states. It's not just spiking sugar levels, GI, but that impacts our endocrinology, our hormonal system. And your endocrinology is an extraordinarily delicate balance now as you go in towards the labour process. We want to avoid discomfort, we want to avoid toxicity in the body. One of the other things that a beautiful obstetrician in London talks about, because she and I talked about our celiacs and the 4-hour labour a long, long time ago, was that Dr. Gowrie Motta said that fluid retention was also much more present in people who had eaten a lot of wheat and sugar during their pregnancy. So this isn't just fluid retention in the hands or in the feet, it's fluid retention in the pelvic space and actually what she calls vaginal oedemas. So by eliminating the wheat and sugar, we actually clear the passageway for our babies to come through and make second stages, pushing stages, even shorter. When we have things like coffee, if you might still be having a little bit of alcohol, I hope not, if you're doing these things just alongside the sugar as well, you're going to be leaching other essential minerals from your body. And certainly we want to avoid any kind of thrush during our pregnancy, because that can continue on and even come through into our breast milk supply and give nipples issues as well as babies, oral thrush. So we want to avoid those things as much as possible. The key is avoid inflammation. So therefore restrict wheat and sugar as best you can. If you can do it 80% of the time, it's fantastic. If you can do it more, it's even better.